Hello and welcome back. It's me, May, and today we are going to be working with our lower backs. If you're not totally comfortable with sitting on the floor and working on the floor, then there's a video that's popping up in the top right corner now that is ideal for anyone who prefers to be on a chair or prefers to stand. If, however, you are a beginner or even more advanced and you suffer with lower back pain and you just want to release something today, then this practice is absolutely for you. So let's begin lying down on our backs, slowly making your way down onto the floor, nice and carefully. Just grab hold of your hips and lift them up, shift them down and place them on the floor. Release the hands, either palms facing up or on the body, feet hip distance apart, and just gently tuck the chin slightly so your spine is nice and elongated. Feel free here to knock the knees together if that feels comfortable for you. Closing down the eyes and connecting to the moment, to the now, to the breath. Just bringing your attention to the rise and the fall of the belly, chest. Not trying to change our breath in any way, just watching it flow in and flow out. Noticing any thoughts, feelings, emotions, or the need to fiddle around and move around. Can't keep still, perhaps. Just notice all of those things if they're coming up for you. And with kindness, just say, time for stillness now. Time for quiet. Time for rest. And if your mind does wander, if your body does fidget, know that's absolutely fine. Your mind is designed to think, your body is designed to move. But know that when you come down into this stillness, down onto the ground, into checking the breath and moving with the breath, you begin to open a new door of possibilities of calm, of stillness, of de-stressing, of healing. Coming to your mat once a day will balance your life out. Finding the calm in the chaos. So with that in mind, we're going to gently blink open our eyes, finding a soft gaze on the ceiling. We're going to inhale, bringing those knees up into the chest, grabbing hold of the knees and just start to rock from side to side here. Massaging out the lower back, bringing some movement into the spine, starting to increase the energy a little. Nice deep breaths here as we move. Inhale, all the way to the top, and exhale, all the way to the bottom. And now let's just play around with our knees and how that feels with our lower back. So if we extend our knees outwards, then we start to massage the glutes. We can reach the glutes. And when we bring our knees up into the chest, we sort of reach that higher part of the lower back. So let's begin to create some circles here, moving with that motion. Taking the knees away from you and then bringing them back into you, creating a circle with the knees. Imagining that there are pencils on top of your knees and you're drawing a big circle on the ceiling. Nice and slow, no rush. Wonderful. Let's change direction and try and match the breath with the movement. So for example, exhaling outwards, inhale, come inwards. Wonderful. When you next come back up into the chest, you're going to give yourself another little squeeze up. And then exhale, bringing the feet down, hip distance apart. Lovely job. Okay, just take a breath here. On your next inhalation, take the right ankle over left knee. Inhale, draw the left knee into the chest, into this figure 4. So if we do suffer with lower back issues, then it doesn't necessarily mean that the issue is with the lower back. It could mean that we get a lot of stress in our shoulders, in our neck, and that's linked to the lower back through the muscles. Perhaps it's that we walk funny or we do loads of running or something, that it kind of messes with our knees, which then has an effect on our hips, which then has an effect on our lower back. So that's why it's quite challenging really to find the root cause of your pain. But in yoga, you can explore all the areas of your body, checking in, witnessing what's going on, and learn that way. Learn through yoga about your body. So we're just holding the stretch here, breathing into the hip, opening up that hip. Just relaxing all the facial muscles, letting the shoulders go, finding softness in your grip on your leg. We're going to inhale, bring that top leg up, leading with the ankle all the way up to the sky. As we exhale, we draw that leg down. So we're going to inhale up, exhale down, working into the knee here, opening up the back of the left leg. Dynamically stretching, which increases blood flow to the muscles. Lovely. Okay, on your next exhale, bring that leg down, bring both feet down, and then place the hands on the body, knock the knees together, and just feel into that other side, that hip. And just feel that, the difference. And without giving it a name, like, oh, it feels good, or oh, it feels bad, or it feels odd. Try and just observe without the mind, without that chatter, that dialogue. That is the definition of mindfulness. Okay, let's prepare for the other side. As we inhale, we bring the left ankle over right knee. Inhale, draw the knee up into the chest. Exhale, soften the eyes, soften the grip, the shoulders, the toes, the ankle, the back. Breathing here. And with every exhale, soften a little bit more. We're going to inhale, drawing that top leg now to the sky. Heel first, exhale, come down. Once again, we go up with the in-breath and we come down with the out-breath. Moving in your own pace. And then on your next exhalation, we're going to bring that leg down. We're going to bring the feet down. We're going to knock our legs together. Our hands come to body once again and we relax. Wonderful. Twists are exceptional for lower back problems. So anytime you get the opportunity to twist, I recommend. So if you're in a small space like me, you're going to cactus your arms out to the side. If you're in a big room, you can take your fingers all the way out to the side in a T shape. We're going to inhale, then exhale, taking the knees over to the right. The aim here is to draw the left shoulder down towards the floor, looking over towards the left shoulder and left hand. If that means that your knees come up off the floor because of flexibility in your spine, then that's okay. Draw that shoulder down towards the floor. Nice deep inhalations to open up that lower back space. On your next inhale, you're going to come up and then you're going to take the knees over to the other side. Again, drawing the right shoulder down this time. Nice deep inhalations into the lower back and then exhale, soften, soften, soften. On your next inhale, slowly coming up and release. Wonderful. Bringing the hands underneath the knees, bringing those knees back up into the chest again. One more time. Option to rock and roll up the spine. You need a little bit of momentum here, so pull the knees into the chest and start rocking. Alternatively, you can just make your way up to your hands and knees in your own time, in your own way. Let's all meet there now. Wrists under wrists under shoulders, ankles under knees. No, totally said that wrong again. Let me try again. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. There we go. We're going to come into our tabletop, pushing into all fingers, engaging the legs, squeezing and practicing our root lock engagement here. So the root lock is like imagining you need to hold on to go to the toilet. You really badly need the toilet. So you're squeezing your pelvic floor muscles here. That's the mula bandha, the root lock. And then you inhale, lift up the chest up into the spine, squeezing and activating your abdomen. So this protects the lower back. When we work with any exercise, when we do any heavy lifting, when we just go walking, we should have this like engagement in our belly to protect that lower back, especially if you're someone that suffers a lot with pain. Really helps strengthen here. So let's move into cat-cow. So we're going to drop that belly, looking forward slightly. Be careful here. Lifting up the chin, looking forward. As we exhale, we're going to push the floor away, squeezing the belly into the spine, pushing into the palms, the fingers, the feet, tops of feet, and then inhale, dropping the belly, looking forward. Making sure there's no pinching, no pain as we move through this. Really opening up our torso, working with the spine. And finding your own rhythm here. Inhale, drop, look forward. Exhale, push the floor away, squeeze. A few more times in your own time. Beautiful. I'm going to start building some strength now. So come to the center. And shift your weight over to the right hand side of your body and lift your left leg up. So if you are in a big space, then you can extend your leg all the way out. So it's nice and straight, all in one line, spine and leg, one line. If you're in a small space like me, you've got your foot leading up. So we're going to draw the knee up into the chest, wherever you are. As we exhale, we're going to lift that leg, extend that leg out wherever you are. Inhale, coming forward, lifting up into the chest, squeezing, building strength. Exhale, engaging the lower back, building strength in the lower back. Inhale, squeezing the core. Exhale, engaging the back. A few more times here. Wonderful. Coming back down to tabletop, squeezing your root lock, finding your center. If you want a little bit more, we're going to go back on the right. We're going to do it again, repeat, but this time we're going to lift up our left hand off the floor. So our left arm and left hand are both left arm and left leg are both extended. Or you're in this bent position because you're in a small space. We're going to inhale, lift. Exhale, bringing the elbow towards the knee. Remember, you can come back to just the leg motion here if this isn't for you today. Inhale and exhale, moving through the strengthening and stretching exercise. Take it easy, listen to the body, do not overexert yourself, and definitely don't allow for pain to come up here. If it does, come back into child's pose. And releasing down. Wonderful. Swapping sides now. So taking your weight over to your left hand side, you're going to lift your right leg. Sorry, I completely got that wrong. Moving your weight over to your right hand side, lifting your left leg. And moving through this motion here. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze the core. Inhale, strengthening the lower back. Exhale, strengthening the core. Option to take your more advanced, requires a little bit more balance, requires a little bit more strength. Moving the opposite hand and opposite leg together. The more challenging it gets, the more you can increase your breath. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to stop that now. Okay, let's come back into child's pose. So sending your hips down towards the backs of your legs, backs of your feet, nice and wide with the knees. Option to either come here with 2 fists stacked on top of each other, forehead onto the floor. Alternatively, you can stretch your hands all the way forward, bringing your forehead down to the floor. Nice deep inhalations and exhalations, opening up the lower back as you do so. If your arms are extended, start walking your hands and arms over to the right hand side. Taking that left hand and really drawing it forward, walking those fingertips just to increase that stretch a little bit more. And then draw that left inner arm down, placing the forehead back on the floor. Alternatively, you can keep that left arm extended and bring your right fist and rest the forehead on the fist. So this should feel like a nice long pull from your hip, your left hip, all the way up to your left pinky. Nice deep breaths here. And then on your next exhalation, we're going to walk back to center. Take a breath in the center. And then walk your hands over to the other side. So because of space, I'm going to have to do the fist on the floor, forehead on the fist, extending through that right hand, feeling a nice long extension and drawing that right inner arm down towards the floor, pulling the lower back, the underarm, and breathing deep into this side stretch here. Amazing job. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to draw our hands back up towards our knees. Option to make your way to standing or straight away and meet in Tadasana, which is your mountain pose, just standing at the top of your mat. Or you can come up through downward dog with me. So placing the hands on the mat, nice and wide, pushing into the feet so your hips lift up, making sure that your arms and ears are in one straight line together, bending through those knees, drawing the hips up, simultaneously drawing the heels down. Relax the jaw, squeeze your root lock, and breathe. Looking forward, taking baby steps forward so your fingers and toes are in line. You're going to drop the torso down towards the thighs. Halfway lift, so straighten the legs. Bring the torso up, shoulders come back. Make sure those knees aren't bent as making sure the knees are bent as you slowly come up, standing in Tadasana. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown. Exhale, soften. Wonderful. Let's work through our Trikonasana. So starting with our baby Trikonasana, so feet pointing forward, and then take the right foot and point the foot towards the edge of the top of the mat. You're going to keep the arms where they are, hanging from the shoulder girdles, and you're going to inhale, lengthen through the crown, and as you exhale, slowly draw that right hand down, looking over your left shoulder. Feeling a nice long extension through the left side body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, slowly coming up, pointing those feet back to facing forward. Inhale and exhale. Place the left foot now towards the back of the mat. Inhale, lengthening up through the crown. Exhale, slowly sliding that left arm down the left leg, looking up and over the right shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, slowly coming up. Toes pointing forward, hands on hips, tilting from the hips down, leading with the heart. Exhale, fold. Let the hands go, hold on to the elbows, shake your head yes, shake your head no. Nice deep breath, hands back on hips. Inhale, bend those knees, slowly coming up, head first, all the way up to the top. Beautiful. So that's baby Trikonasana. Feel free to repeat if that's in your practice today. If you want a little bit more, we're going to open our stance just slightly. That right foot is now facing towards the top of the mat. And we're going to imagine we're in that pane of glass. We're going to inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head, tucking the tailbone slightly, and opening up the arms. Working with my blinds today. As we inhale and then exhale, we shift our hips over to the left. As we inhale, we reach forward with that top hand and then tilt our body. If you're in a small space, you're taking your hand around the back of your head and lengthening up through the elbow. If you're in a big space, you're lengthening up through the tippy tips of your fingers. Making sure you're not dumping your weight down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, soften. Inhale, squeeze everything in the center of your body as you slowly release your hand back to where they were before. Facing front with your toes. Exhale, hands down. Lovely. Was that too much on your back? If it was, maybe go back into the little baby one. Taking the left foot now into facing the back of the mat, we're going to inhale, arms come up. And exhale. Inhale, shifting that hip now over to the right. Exhale. Inhale, reaching forward with that hand, tipping down. Either reaching up with the fingertips or elbow. Arms in one straight line. Inhale, lengthen up, lift. Exhale, soften. Inhale, squeeze the core, lift. Drawing those legs in together to lift up our body. Bringing the toes to they face forward, hands on hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Release the lower back now. Hold on to the elbows if you wish. Rock from side to side. Do whatever you need to do. Just releasing out any tension in that lower back. We're going to inhale, hands on hips. Lift the head. Slowly making our way up to the top. And release the hands, relax. Okay, one more final lower back stretching. We're going to open our stance even more now. Nice and wide here. Placing that right foot forward and bend that right leg. So make sure that knee is in alignment with your ankle. Your hips are opening here, lengthening up. As we exhale, we're going to place our right forearm on the right knee and look over our right shoulder. So this is the variation that you want to go into if you are a beginner and you're working sort of, haven't been doing this for very long. If you've been practicing yoga a little bit more, then you can inhale, sweep that hand forward and up. Again, leading with the fingertips or elbow, depending on your space. Really quite intense here on that lower back. Lifting up through the hips, pushing into the legs to create that lift. Inhale, exhale, soften. Go a bit deeper if you wish. And then release that top hand, sweeping it forward and back, helping it lift you as you draw in those legs and come back to center. Lovely job. Let's go other side. So bending through that left foot now, creating your foot stance. So your left foot's in the middle, in between your back foot, creating this line, opening up the hips, lifting up through the chest. Inhale, exhale, bringing that forearm to the knee. Option to either just look over the shoulder here, lengthen, squeeze, lift. Option to sweep the hand forward into our full Paraviti Parsvakonasana, either leading with the elbow or the fingertips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Inhale, squeeze everything. Using that top hand to help you come up. Draw the legs together. Inhale, come up. Lovely. Feet facing, toes facing forward, hands on hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Let it all go. Now really do whatever you want to do right now, you know. Shake it off, shake the head, stay still, breathe, whatever you need. Making sure those knees aren't locked. We're going to lift the head first, hands on hips. Inhale, slowly coming up, all the way up to the top. Amazing job. Well done, everybody. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. We're going to fold all the way down one more time. Hands to the floor. Crossing our legs, coming down to a comfortable seated position. Just take a moment before we make our way all the way down to the floor. And just check in with the body. Check in with the mind. Check in with that lower back. Close down the eyes and just take a breath. And when you're ready, coming all the way back to the floor where we began. So, rolling very slowly, very carefully. Core is engaged as we come down to the floor. Knees pointing up, feet hip distance apart. And we're going to take that twist again. This time it's going to be a little bit deeper. So coming into that cactus or with the arms or the T shape, taking the knees over to the right hand side. If you want a little bit more, you can take your left leg over your right leg and then take the knees over to the right hand side. Now your shoulder's going to want to come up off the floor, but you don't want that. So keep the shoulder, that left shoulder down, glue it down on the floor. Look over towards the left, opening up. Creating a deeper, more intense twist here. And just hold. We're going to be here for a moment just to really let all that juicy, juicy work that we've just done integrate a little bit deeper. And even if you are in that other variation and you haven't got your legs crossed right now, you're still doing just as well for your body. Nice deep inhalations. Really reach right up to the top of the spine. Top of the chest, and then exhale, let it all go. Noticing if any of the thoughts have quietened, and if they haven't, that's absolutely fine. Bring it back to the breath. Slowly coming up, squeeze your legs together, squeeze your center as you rise up. Releasing those legs. Maybe just taking a little sway from side to side. And then we're going to go again. If you didn't cross on this side, the other side, but you want to cross your legs on this side, then that's okay. Each side is often different. So just play around with what works for you today. Maybe this side you don't want the more intense twist. It's a bit too much for you. Looking over towards your right, drawing that right shoulder blade down towards the floor. And let's just take a moment here in quiet. Squeeze those legs, squeeze the core. Inhale, bringing the legs back up to center. Uncrossing the legs, bringing the hands back towards the body. Either palms facing up on the floor, They can also face down if you're feeling a little bit floopy. Need a bit of structure, a bit of stillness, security. Hold on to the floor. Knees pointing up towards the sky, closing down the eyes. And I invite you to stay here for as long as you possibly can. Breathing, relaxing. If it's the night time for you and you're doing this before bed, then maybe you want to get into bed and just lie, relax, put on one of your favourite songs and just let your body fully integrate into this. Alternatively, if you've got somewhere to be, something to do, then slowly we're going to make our way up to a comfortable seated position, crossing up the legs or stretching our legs in front of us, sitting on a pillow, whatever you need. Just bringing the hands to the heart center, bowing down slightly, tucking the chin towards the prayer to the heart. And just finding gratitude and thanks for being here today. Gratitude is the anecdote. No, not the anecdote. Oh my God, I'm getting my words all mixed up today. I think it's because I haven't eaten anything yet. Gratitude is the antidote to complaints, comparisons and criticisms. So what are you thankful for today? Have a great one. Namaste.